Yes, people. We are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another edition of the Manchester United Arsenal podcast. Man United podcast meets the Gunner Talk from the Arsenal podcast, where we talk all things Manchester United and talk all things Arsenal. Benjamin Sesko, according to Fabrizio Romano, attracting interest from both Arsenal and Manchester United, including other clubs. Eze, I've seen this news as well. Eli mentioned it to me earlier about Eze dropping some form of hint about wanting to move to Arsenal. Also, Fabrizio Romano tweeted out earlier on today as well, well, technically yesterday now, that Manchester United are indeed looking at a left back. Well, we're looking at a left back. He mentioned the left back from Bournemouth. I can't remember his name, but I'm just over the moon that we're looking at a left back because we need a left back without doubt. But before I get into the rest of the show, please make sure you hit the like button on the video. So important you do that. Whether you're watching this live right now or watching this back, run up the likes on the video. Please make sure you share this across all of the socials as well. That's me, Flawless, at Sarcasm City TV. And on top of those two things, make sure you subscribe to the channel Sarcasm City TV as well. And it wouldn't be the United Arsenal show and Man United gonna talk from the Arsenal without my Dons. The Arsenal Dons in the building. So we got TJ in the building. We got Tony in the building. What you man telling me, man? Everybody good?
Fantastic, Flawless. Thank you so much for having us again. I've been looking forward to this, and again, thank you. I know I thanked you in the back, but thank you for being flexible. We are late. We are later today because of me, so I appreciate Tony. I appreciate Flawless for adjusting for me. But yeah, man, I'm great. Just super busy with work and some extracurriculars we got going on. Doing, trying to grind on the YouTube thing as well, and keep up with all the transfer news. The Euros, Copa America's coming up, and before you know it, I'll be in LA watching those criminals from Manchester United play Arsenal at the house that Kroenke built. So we'll see how that goes. SoFi Stadium out there in LA. So until then, let's keep it focused on transferring in the Euros. Looking forward to the show. Big up Tony, big up Floss, big up the chat, smash the likes right now.
Man. Love that intro as well, and it's all good, people. So yeah, that's why we're supposed to be at 1 a.m. So we're slightly later because of me, but we're here, and of course, the man, you know what I'm saying? Not the myth, the astrologer, you know what I'm saying? The oracle. Yeah, like Tony is in the building. What are you telling me, Tony?
See you guys, yeah. Flawless, hit me up and said, "Hey Tony, you want to come to the show today?" I said, "You know what? Yeah, no work for me. Early in the morning. Tomorrow schools have closed. I'm doing a couple of stuff with my PhD right now, and I'm also doing reffing because the season is also on full effect down here in Finland. I don't have any games early tomorrow, and no, nothing about my PhD to do in the morning. So I said, hey man, I'm gonna join in and see ya, guys. I'm happy, particularly this past week, because Arsenal released 19 players. Yeah, I know this would just go by lots of people's ears, but I'm sick and tired of some certain Arsenal former players right now that have been here, and to some some younger players that have been here with no result. 19 players released. Mohamed El Neni said his goodbyes, and one Cedric Soares said his goodbyes to the Arsenal faithfuls. I'm happy that those two are gone. Let's get into the show. Transfer market, Arsenal linked to Sesko and someone else I'll talk about too. I'm even very glad that we're talking about this guy. What took them so long? And big up to the charts. I see Oregon Gunnar, my guy. AJ Bat is down there. Big up to everyone who are down here with us. And big up to you, Flawless, for putting this together again, man. Big up to you, man. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, you're on mute, Flawless, my guy.
Yeah, I thought I muted it. Yeah, big up to you every time, Tony. You already know this is the weekly setup. Big up to Casually FC. Big up to Marshall. Make sure you subscribe. He says, damn, bro, I see you with the fire intro. Yeah, people that are fucking with the intro. And the crazy part is that got made for us years ago. And I forgot about it. And then I was looking for something else and came across it. And I was like, all right, let me start using this again. So that's why you now see it on the intro of the shows and the outro of the shows as well. Big up Dal, Orion Goon as well. Damn, Jashine, good to see you in the chat. All the mods, Stephanie G, all the regulars, much appreciated. All the members, etc., etc. But TJ, we'll go to you. it seems like it's going to be an ongoing theme until he makes a move or he stays at his club. But again, Benjamin Sesko, Arsenal, thoughts on it? He says it's attracting interest. That's what Fabrizio Romano said, and said it has been a number of months now. So yeah, thoughts?
I'll be the first to admit that I know nothing about Benjamin Sesko. I had no idea who he was before we got linked to him because I do not watch enough German football to comment on it. But what I have been reading indicates that he is the profile of striker that Arsenal and teams like Man United and Newcastle are going to be after. He's tall and he can bury it in the net. I'm looking at his stats right now, and they aren't bad. I mean, starting 11, he started 17 games, substituted in 14, and was on the bench for 2. And was only not in the squad for 1 game last season. And that was against Leverkusen away to start off the campaign. So, if you look at his stats, he had a very, very good end of the season, but similar to another individual that came to us via Chelsea from the German league, he had a very, very bad 2023. He scored 3 goals in 2023 in the first half of the season, then caught on absolute fire at the end of January. So what I worry about with Sesko, with that kind of pattern is number one, is he truly an improvement over Kai Havertz? That's the question that Arsenal fans and Edu and Arteta need to answer before making this serious bid on this guy. Because if he is, then if he doesn't, you're causing a controversy that doesn't need to happen.
Yeah,
I want to see somebody that is not going to be battling for Kai Havertz for his position. I want somebody starting over Kai Havertz at the 9 position. If we're going to be throwing 50 million plus, I could be wrong but people have been saying on the internet that he's the next 20 plus goal scorer. I've also been seeing that he's the next Højlund. So like
next FA Cup winner, yeah?
I don't want to, the next FA. Okay, you took it there. I didn't. I was just being honest. Okay, you guys your fan base has been putting that guy in the dumpster all season. Don't get mad at me.
Oh no, he deserves to be. He's just in a dumpster with a winner's medal, but
he's in a dumpster. He's in a dumpster with a cup. Yeah,
and that right, Tony.
Okay. Anyway, to wrap up, and then I'm going to let Tony go. Is look, we don't need any disharmony in this squad. We had some disharmony to start off the season last season. There were people battling for positions up through freaking January. We need a set starting 11, and we need to stay healthy. I don't need to see any controversy, anybody moving in and out of positions. I don't want to see Havertz back in the 8. That's what scares me with this signing of Benjamin Sesko, because if he says, "Oh yeah, this guy's a better 9 than Kai Havertz," then where does Kai Havertz move? Where he moved before when he was struggling in the 9th spot, when they were rotating in Jesus and they were rotating in Trossard and Kedia when he was starting back in August through like October, right? So I don't need to see Kai Havertz back in that 8 position. He's not suited for it in the starting 11. The proof is in the pudding there.
Surely Arteta doesn't do that. So let's say you do sign Sesko or somebody else to replace him. Let's say it's Sesko because that's who we're talking about. And Arteta states, yeah, this is my 9. This is what I'm going for. You're probably going to sign a central midfielder. Surely that means Havertz hits the bench.
Exactly.
And Bruno G, for example.
I just get worried, Flawless, because this manager loves Kai Havertz. It doesn't matter if he was playing shit. It took him having a stinker for several weeks in a row. I think it was like 5 or 6 games in a row, and before he benched him, and everybody was asking for him to be benched. So I just and look, I just don't want any controversies, and I don't want Kai at the 8. That experiment failed. We don't need to see part 2. We don't need to see it. So I want Kai, if he's not starting in the 9, Kai Havertz sits the bench, comes on as an impact sub. I would see that. Kai Havertz has earned a spot in this squad, in my opinion. But if we're going to go out there and get a true number 9, which I believe he should, he is the first victim. because we need a true killer. And I don't think, based off of what I've seen from Benjamin Sesko, he's any better or any worse. So I want to see him play. I need to do more research on it. I should have done more research prior to this show probably, but that's my thoughts. I don't need to see any disharmony. We have positions in this squad that are in dire need as well, which we're going to get into, I'm sure. But I just don't need, if we're going to go and get a true striker, go and get somebody more prem proven and better than Benjamin Sesko. We don't need to be taking bets on or flyers on people we bring in. We need to be bringing in sure things.
Yeah, that's fair. Tony, I know we spoke on it last week, but your thoughts, because they've not gone away, the rumors. So that's why I said it seems it's going to be consistent over the summer until he makes a move to Arsenal or somewhere else, or someone comes out and says he is definitely staying at his current club. So thoughts, Benjamin Sesko.
See, TJ, I hear you. But see, there's a lot of dynamics to this Sesko guy, as a player. 6 foot plus. He can run the channels. He's that kind of guy that can run the channels. He's strong. If you want him to come from the flanks, he can. But if you check his dynamics at Leipzig, it has fighters, runners, and people who could also run the channels too down there at RB Leipzig. It has Xavi Simons, who's down there, a runner, very tenacious, very skillful and technically gifted player too. He also has Haidara, who sits back and just try to do what Kai Havertz was doing in the Arsenal team, the dirty work, physicality, everything, and could still move the ball forward. He has also shown, some kind of working partnership with Openda, the guy he plays up front with, RB Leipzig. He's a decent player. Is he something out of the ordinary, yet to be seen? And again, man, I'm very, very fearful of strikers that are coming from abroad. Extremely fearful. I like players who have played in the Premiership. I like proven players from the Premiership because they know what the Premiership is all about. Any player that's coming from abroad, we need at least one season. So far, you're not Highland. You need at least 1 to 2 seasons to, just get a grip, of the physicality of the Premiership. But this Sesko guy, he has everything. He has all the old trappings. He has the technical abilities to be what we want. He could head. He's good with his head. Actually, I've seen some of his training videos, some of his videos doing the rounds everywhere. I watch the Bundesliga very well. He could score with his head, and he's a strong player. Very, very physical. The Arsenal have missed that physicality, with our point man, with all these, bootlicking strikers we've been having and soft strikers we've been having over the years. Yeah. This guy will represent that kind of striker that is, mature, tall enough. He can stick a foot here and there. He can fight. He's physical in nature. He has the whole trappings, but I don't know if he's that guy yet. I don't know if he's gonna work the money. I don't know. Mm-hmm. If you ask me, I wanted a Gyökeres, but right now I've heard that Gyökeres has a knee injury, and
somebody said it in the chat that he does knee surgery. How true that is, I don't know.
Player that's nursing. I don't know, but I heard he has a knee injury, and any player that has a knee injury getting into the new season, I don't want to see that player, even if I do like Gyökeres. I wanted to see us go for someone like Isaac, Premiership proven, can get you 20 or more goals. Yes, his injury record still leaves something to be desired, but again, man, there's just something about Premiership proven players that I really do like. What about Ivan Toney? Premiership proven, but definitely with the gambling issues going on, and Mikel Arteta, I don't think that's his guy. Mikel Arteta might not want to bring him in, but Sesko, if there's no other better option out there, we can go get him. we can go get him. Is he better than Harvard? I don't know. He has to prove it. Because, like I said, the Premiership is a humbler. You have to come down here and prove yourself.
Humbler.
It's a humbler.
Mhm.
But if we're talking about his role, Sesko's role in the team, I think he will fit in perfectly into this team. Personally, with what I've seen with him, I think he'll fit in. Will he score 20 or more goals? That's where the problem is. And again, I don't necessarily think that Kai Havertz will have to sit on the bench. Like I said, in RB Leipzig, he has strong physical players. Mikel Arteta sees Kai Havertz. We might not see him as that kind of player anyway, but Mikel Arteta sees something different in Kai Havertz. He sees a physical player in nature, in the build of Kai Havertz. He sees someone who's physical. He sees someone who's tenacious. Just maybe that can be a catalyst for Mikel Arteta to just bring back Kai Havertz just a little bit. Even Kai Havertz was even saying this in an interview he had in Germany. He said, I see myself more like a striker. That's what he said. So he's putting himself out there because the question was like, we heard that Arsenal is, shopping for a striker. What do you think will be your role in the team? And he said he sees himself, as a striker. So he wants to play that role as a striker. He doesn't want to go back to that midfield role. But again, Mikel Arteta is a very stubborn manager. He might yet still bring this guy back to suit this Sesko guy because he'll want to make Sesko that point guy, and he might want to make Kai Havertz do the dirty job like Haidara or Xavi Simons might be doing in the RB Leipzig team to actually push Sesko into goal scoring positions. That might be what he might do. And again, he could also even uh, uh, play Kai Havertz slightly behind Sesko. I don't know what will happen to Odegaard if that happens. But again, these are the technicalities when you bring in a player that might just come in and disrupt the whole harmony of the team. Kai Havertz is known at least to make a few tackles here and there. He might just push him a little bit backwards, just in behind Sesko and just have a go. And again, this team, we do need different dynamics on how this season we're scoring from set pieces. But again, you need to change the whole way, we score goals and we get attempt at goals. We always relying on Martin Odegaard all the time to produce those passes. That maybe he might just want to tweak things up, this time around. And again, I still do think that a midfielder is also in the offing, someone who might just, you know, just help out in that midfield to try and get those passes and kind of like relieve Martin Odegaard just a little bit. Thomas Partey might be leaving. He might bring in Zubimendi. I'm hearing of Joao Neves from Portugal. He's another one that has been mentioned in the
Yeah,
rumor
yes, I've
mills.
heard that.
But again, if those kind of players could come, that yeah, exactly. It could at least release Sesko just a little bit to score goals rather than coming backwards to get the ball and fight for the ball before he can be able to push forward. And right now that Gabriel Martinelli isn't really on form, Sesko might have to really come back deep. He's that kind of player that goes back deep, mostly around the wing areas, around the channels. He's not that kind of guy that is shy, to go to the wing and run the channels over and try to bring the ball from the across the channels or bring the ball in from deep. And these days, that traditional number 9 slot is no more there. Even Hoyland still comes back to still get the ball and help out, to progress the ball forward. So you hardly see a point man these days who would just sit in that 18-yard box. There are no Van Nistelrooys no more. There are no,
Yeah, it's
you
very
don't
old
get
school.
those
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of
yeah, that's what I'm
players
saying.
again, these days. Number 9s have to, evolve and be very fluid with their gameplay. Sesko will fit right in. He's 6 foot plus. He could head. The boy could use his head quite well. He could run the channels quite well. He could lay that ball. He drops the shoulder quite well. But again, let's see, man. Let's see. Last season, 31 games, he scored about 14 goals, caught fire towards the end of January, just like what TJ said.
14 and 31.
In 30 appearances the season before. Yeah, he scored 14. Yeah. He laid, although I'm a little bit, I have a problem with him and his assist ratio. He only had 2 assists last season for RB Leipzig. I always like my strikers to be the kind of guys that even if they don't get a goal on a good day, they can be able to lay off passes and put 1 or 2 attacking players into motion to score goals. He only has 2 assists. That alone, it's a problem for me. I like my strikers to actually create. Also, a season ago, in 30 appearances, he only scored about 16. And yet again, his assist ratio was just 3 that season in the Bundesliga. And that was for Salzburg. Because he just moved into to RB Leipzig. So, he's a decent player, nothing out of the ordinary. Does he have the old trappings? Yes, he does. Can he be a better player? Yes, he can. And he's a young player. He can improve.
I just don't. Yeah, I just don't think he's the finisher.
What worries me?
Yeah, what worries me is that he's just not the finished article. But no, I want to hear what Flawless has to say though too, because you guys are linked to him as well. But don't you already have a striker like that? I'm just asking.
Now we don't, because there's FA Cup winners and not that's why. So there's levels to this, you know what I'm saying? One's an FA Cup winner or not, one's not. Wow. But all jokes aside, Sesko, have a little bit more information because we was linked to him. It was either last season or the season before. Manchester United fans in the chat remind me, because I swear when the time Ralph was around when that happened, we got linked to him then. It might have even been before then. It might have even been Ollie. Because he's been linked to us I can remember for at least 2 seasons where his name's popped up. I don't watch the Bundesliga week in, week out like TJ, so I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and be like, I know all about him. Goal scoring record seems decent. Seems to have the physical attributes to be successful in the Premier League. In particular, he has that athleticism, that burst of pace. Technically, is he that good? He seems decent. He doesn't seem anything out of the ordinary. Mentality and his mental attributes, I can't tell you about because I've not watched him like that. But one thing that seems to be a common theme is even people who rate him say he's not the finished article. Manchester United, we need, like Arsenal, if we're their striker, they're looking for someone who's the finished article or close to. That's what Manchester United are looking for. We have Højlund, who's already a work in progress. We don't need any more progresses. King was saying this earlier on the Fan Calling Show. What Manchester United need is the finished article in that role. That is not Benjamin Sesko. So that's where it would lie. I don't think we need another, even though we need 2 more strikers anyway, because the only actual striker we have is Højlund because Martial's leaving. I'm not trying to see Sesko come in and it's Sesko and Højlund. It should be like Tony mentioned and Isak and Ivan. I'd just go get Ivan Toney if I was Manchester United. That's the obvious move right there. You could go, he's on the last year of his deal. You go sign him. You go put money, you go put 30 million on the table for Brentford and say, all right, either you take this 30 million now or we talk to him in 6 months. For free. Simple as that. We talk to him and then we just get him for free and you get no money. And we're willing to wait it out. That's what you should do to me. And Ivan Toney would more fits the mold of what I was talking about. So that's what I would say. But that's just me though. That's just me. And did someone raid? Let me know. People.
Yeah, Jacob
said
just
something in the chat.
Eric Ten Hag raid. Eric Ten Hag raid, the best raid.
Yeah, sure, mate. Yeah. Put your trophies on the table, mate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what Spurs combined. How about that? Yeah, go on.
Ed said something in the chat. Yeah, Ed said something in the chat. Ed said something in the chat. Ed said, guys. Yeah, Ed said something in the chat. Yeah, Ed was talking about that. Bringing in Sesko, that we still have Bukayo Saka down there, maybe a Trossard in the flanks. Yeah, again, look at Gabriel Martinelli. We had him in the flanks this season. He scored about 16 goals last season, 2 seasons ago. And then this season, he provided a stinker. Even Bukayo Saka this season, wasn't even playing at his, optimal best. Yeah, he was our highest goal scorer this season, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, you do sense that he provided lots of stinkers last season. He didn't fire on all cylinders. We know he can do better. So see, yeah, guys, yeah, I'm tired of our wingers failing us season after season. That's why I'm advocating for another guy who I've seen in the papers. And see, TJ, yeah, you have to support me with this guy, yeah.
Hold that
This
thought.
guy's
Hold
called
that thought. We'll go
Victor
there, Tony. Tony,
Tsygankov.
hold that thought. We're gonna go there shortly. Hold that thought. So we'll go to you like straight after this. But first and foremost, big up to Jacob for the raid. Make sure you go subscribe to United Spurs of America, man. Go help Jacob out. He a Spurs fan, so his team don't win
He
on the
needs help.
pitch.
He
So
needs
help,
help.
yes. So
Yeah.
he doesn't win off the pitch. So help him win. He doesn't win on the pitch. So help him win off the pitch. How about that? He's not seeing a trophy at Spurs. So you know what? Go like his channel. Go subscribe. Go follow him across all socials. Extremely entertaining content creator. So make sure you head over there. Big up to everyone who's joined over from the raid. There's now over 190 people in here. We're only at 31 likes. Like check 1212. Like check 1212. Let's run up those likes. Please, let's get us up to 80 likes.
Let's
people.
go.
Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel Sarcasm City TV. Road to 12K as well right here. And the saying I wanted to get to beforehand before we went back to Tony when he was talking about it. And this is just to close off the Sesko segment. It was Benjamin Sesko taking some more days to decide his future. There's still a new contract proposal from Leipzig on the table. Meanwhile, Sesko said no to a 30 million euro net salary from a team in Saudi Arabia. Manchester United, Arsenal, Chelsea have all approached Sesko since March/April, and that's from Fabrizio Romano. So this is going to come to some form of conclusion. It seems in the next, if it's not the next few days, at least the next few weeks. But Tony, back to you. You're talking about Arsenal, you being tired of Arsenal's wingers, and you got a link to a winger. Talk to us.
But again, this is why those comments you just posted, yeah, this is why I don't like transfer news. Yeah, just a couple of days ago, the news was that Sesko has already said yes to Arsenal. Where's the contract? Let me sign it. That was the news that was out there. And suddenly, right now, and he has to think about his future. All these transfer rumors, man. It's unless these teams, yeah, just put pen to paper and sign these players. That's the only time I'm believing anything. 2 days ago, they literally said that Sesko was like, "Hey, Arsenal, where's the paper? I want to sign it." And suddenly, right now, he wants to think about his future. Big up to Vader, who's in the charts, man. Big up to you, man.
You already know what it's like, though, Tony, with transfer season. It's always moving crazy. So you have to take it with a pinch of salt until someone reliable actually states it. But yeah, Tony, you mentioned a winger Arsenal being linked to, and you being tired of the inadequacies of Arsenal's wingers. And you was like, TJ, you must be on the same page with me on this. So
this season. Yeah, TJ, man, come on, man. You have to be on.
I'm ready. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it, Tony. Come on.
You have to be on the same page, with me on this one. See, TJ, I hope you agree with me that Gabriel Martinelli dished out a stinker this season. Do you agree with me on that?
Of course, yes.
Is that an affirmative? Of course, yes. Last season. This season he only put up about 5. Oh, season. Yeah. That's a stinker.
There's some context there. There's some context that needs to be there, but yes, I agree.
Yeah, I hear that. But again, there's some context there. Exactly. There's some context there with Bukayo Saka even scoring those goals. We knew he didn't play to his optimal level. We knew he was playing with niggling injuries, over-labored down that left-hand area. But see, yeah, just yesterday, yeah, I heard that Arsenal approached this club in Spain, the club that came second.
Girona.
What's that club side? FC Girona. And they presented them with about £25.5 million for their Ukrainian winger called Viktor Tsygankov. See, yeah, I really do think that this guy is the absolute real deal. Yeah. See, in a season where Jude Bellingham comes into Real Madrid, smash up records down there, yeah, it's the best thing to happen this season in Spain, and this guy still manages to shine. At Girona, I think this guy should be talked about. Yes, 26-year-old, coming from Ukraine, started his career from Dynamo Kiev, like how most Ukrainian players do. Dynamo Kiev, is a big football club, for Ukrainians to start with. Yeah, he spent lots of time down there at Dynamo Kiev, got that move to Girona in the 2022-2023 season. Played 19 games in the first season, scored about 3 goals, had about 6 assists. This past season, so I'll just conclude in the Spanish La Liga, played about 30 games, scored 8 goals this season for them. And we all know how competitive it is to be at the top down there in Spain. And he also had 7 assists. See, this guy's the real deal. He can play left and he could play on the right-hand side. He could switch. We all know what fluidity means to this manager that I want out, Mikel Arteta, but he's still here anyway. So we've moved away from that topic of Arteta out. He's going to stay anyway. So let's just leave that for now. But we do know that Mikel Arteta holds fluidity, as something he holds very high in his technical stats down there. This guy represents that. He could go play on the left, play on the right. He could use his left and right foot quite well. He could drop the shoulder when cutting in. He's really a very, very technically gifted guy. His footwork is something out of the ordinary, man. This guy's the real deal. Of course, his partnership with his fellow Ukrainian in that Girona team, Dibrov or Dibrevk or whatever that guy's name is. Absolutely amazing. This guy can cut in. Yeah. When he's cutting in, from the left to the right. Oh my God. When he drops that shoulder, he gets all his defenders all the time. He's really a very, very, very dirty player. I really like him. He's tall enough, well suited physically, endowed in terms of his physical abilities. His footwork is something to be desired. I really do think this guy can come in and actually give Bukayo Saka a big shot for his money. I'm serious, man. He could come in and
sold him, he is sold.
Fight for that position.
Does he play on the left? Does he play on the left or does he play on the right?
I'm sold on this guy. I'm sold.
Anyone watch Girona like that in the chat? Let us know, because I
didn't watch Girona like that.
Yeah, I don't know anything about him. I'm not gonna lie.
He plays on the left,
mostly on the right.
Again, he's a two-footed player. He's a two-footed player. He could play with his left, he could play with his right, and that means that he could also come from the right-hand side and from the left-hand side. He's very fluid.
He didn't start once on the left. He didn't start once on the left, according to Transfer Market.
The main striker. He can play in behind it. But he uses both his left and his right foot, and he can play on the right too if you want him to.
Okay. Yeah. No. So Tony, I'm gonna say,
and again, in some incendiary spaces, he can play in behind the striker also.
Yeah. Okay. So Tony, I'm gonna rebut you just a little bit. I'm gonna rebut you just a little bit. So he plays on the right. Are we going to pay that much money for a player to back up Bukayo Saka? That's a question we have to ask. I don't know him. I haven't watched him enough to comment. But I would say, we need a sure thing over there on the right. And is he going to want to, and is the player going to want to come over here and sit on the bench? Because he didn't start one game, I'm looking at Transfer Market here, so I'm using notes. Well. He didn't start one game on the left. We know for a fact that Bukayo Saka
it's on the right. It's on the right.
He never started on the left. But he's not the point I'm trying to make, Tony.
I said right on the right-hand side.
I know, but I'm trying to tell you that would be a little bit of a surplus to requirement. He can
also play left.
He didn't play left one time last season, Tony.
Looking at 34 matches, he didn't. I need to start using because transfer market. Before we carry on, TJ, transfer
I'm
market.
advocating for him
Before
to
you go,
pay up.
Tony, 1 second, Tony, just 1 second. Transfer market, Tony, 1 sec. Just one quick question, just to TJ. It's not even on that.
Yeah.
With transfer market, when you look at the appearances, it lets you know stats as well.
Yeah,
so
it does.
You the appearances and it's like, okay, cool.
Yeah, it does. It does. Yeah, it says he started 26, which is fantastic. Which means he can go in and he's a starter in that squad that did very, very well last season. Outperformed everybody. They were the talk of the town for 66% of the season until Real Madrid decided they were going to start playing league football, right? So he also has a little bit of an injury record that's a little bit of a concern. He was injured 2 or 3 times throughout the season, which, again, I'm looking it up. So if we're going to bring in injury-prone players, you can guarantee that they're probably going to be on the medical table probably about 50% of the season once they come to Arsenal, because there's something in the water over there at Colony that automatically injures somebody. Like I think the medical doctor looks at certain players wrong and they pull a hamstring or something. Anyway, all I'm saying is, Tony, I think he might be a little bit of a surplus to requirements in terms of the fact that he only really plays on the right. He played behind the striker a couple of times, but we already have players that play behind the striker. We already have Odegaard. We already have a Declan Rice that can fit into that 8 if he needs to, advancing the ball box to box. And hopefully we can bring in somebody that can lock down the 6th position. That's a little bit less long in the tooth than Jorginho is. But here's my suggestion. And I talked about this with Connor during my show earlier today. What about Jeremy Frimpong? What about somebody that can fill in on the right wing, and if he needs to play right back, he can? That guy is a baller. He just got off of an invincible in the league Leverkusen team, and he's versatile, and he has a transfer fee that can be met. Why don't you take a flyer on that guy? And he can fill in for Bakayo when he inevitably does.
No, they want to keep their team intact. They want to keep their team intact. He's not leaving that football club.
It doesn't matter if we meet the transfer fee.
He's not leaving.
Why not try to meet the transfer fee? Why not try to meet the transfer fee or the release clause?
But again, their coach never left. Their coach never left. It
doesn't matter.
If Alonso left, that's a different story.
Tony,
together. They're going to have another goal for the Bundesliga next
year. Tony, release clauses. This is how they work. We go there. We pay the team. This is how much this player's worth. Here you go. And then we go over there and say, Jeremy, this is where you are going to be within Arsenal. This is how you contribute to our team. Then all we need to do is sell the player. I'm saying that I think we get there are better players that can be a little bit more versatile on the right, whereas Saka is the guy on the right. He's not going anywhere. But if we need a late impact sub or somebody to fill in for Ben White, why not? Why not him? Meet the 50. I think his what's his transfer? 50.
Do we have that?
Somebody in the chat tell me what his release clause is, but it's between 40 and 50 million.
Was this for Frimpong?
Yep.
Is that it?
TJ,
yep.
Do we have that kind of pool? Do we have that kind of pool in the transfer?
Yeah, man, you're big Arsenal with Super Mick. Of course you are.
You're being
come on, man. We all know that this manager can attract the big time players. Come on, man. I want that guy.
Declan Rice.
Mbappe, of course, there were rumors about Arsenal. But again, this manager doesn't have the pool to win the big players. So I don't trust him to bring a player in like Frimpong. And I'm not even really sure that Frimpong might be sold on the Arsenal project.
Thanks, Warrior J. 40.
He just wanted to win this league. He would want to keep winning.
No,
but again, that's a story for another day.
I just think, why not meet the?
But again, that's a story for another day.
It's a set release clause. It's a set release clause.
30 games this past season.
I don't care.
That's a decent amount of games played.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that Frimpong had a release clause. That's interesting. That's definitely attainable then.
That's what I'm saying. Is so then all you got to do is sell the player on the project that has been taking the world by storm apparently.
Yeah, it's big up to Warrior J. He says
Yeah, big up
Jeremy
Warrior
Frimpong's
J.
release clause is only valid in the summer. He could leave Bayer Leverkusen in July 2024. The value of the release clause is 40 million euros with favorable payment terms. That's from Fabrizio Romano. That's a steal. Hey, United should be looking at that. 40 million euros. That's like 33 M's or something. 32 million pounds.
And this is a player that can play multiple positions and play them well.
That's a steal.
Yep.
See, but again, TJ, would he like to come to Arsenal? That's another thing, because he can go to the Chelsea team. He can go to Liverpool. In some incendiary spaces. Man United is looking on dishing out and splashing out on players this coming summer. So we
were linked to this guy back in January.
I know, but
I don't think we were actually serious about bringing him in. But Tony, you got to agree that release clause, he's like that's tasty, man.
No, I agree, but I just don't think that Arsenal will want to bring him in. I don't just think so. I don't think so. And again,
I mean, we both agree that we need somebody. We both agree that we need somebody covering for Bukayo Saka when he gets injured, right? And Ben White, he has an injury record too. Why not bring in somebody that can do the job off the bench or be an impact player starting? Like I really like this kid a lot. So the fact that we're linked to him is actually pretty exciting.
That's why he signed Tomiyasu.
Yeah,
that's why he signed Tomiyasu, just in case Benjamin White has an injury. He has a backup plan.
Tomiyasu's linked with going the other way in a couple of deals.
He's not going. He just signed a new deal. He's not going out. He's not. He signed him for a reason. See, at this stage,
he can cover on the left because you know you're going to go out too.
With Mikel Arteta. He resigned him for a reason. He had the chance to let him go, but he resigned him for a reason. He's here to stay. He signed a 2-year deal plus one more in the offing. That guy's going nowhere. And his perfect plan was that if Benjamin White falls into any injury worries, a plan. And that's Tomiyasu. Again, the reason why, even this Viktor, maybe you're not sold on Viktor, but again, you talked about his injury worries. Come on, man. Gabriel Martinelli had lots of injury worries this season. How many goals did he score? 5. This guy scored about 8 goals, and he played 30 games this season.
Yeah, but Tony, he didn't play one on the left. He didn't play one game on the left. That's my problem with this. He didn't play one game on the left.
He's a right. He plays on. No, he plays on the right, but I said he can also play on the left. You misquoted that, TJ.
I'm not misquoting you. I'm literally just telling you that you're trying to bring in somebody to play on the right, or bring in somebody to play on the left who played his entire last professional season on the right. I think we need to be bringing in players where their natural position is on the left.
TJ, you misquoted. TJ,
I'm not misquoting you. I'm just stating my opinion.
Okay. Just give me time so you understand what I'm saying.
Go for it.
He is a right-sided player. He plays on the right. See, TJ, how many times have we said, Bukayo Saka is tired, is playing with that injury. We need someone down there who would give him a breather. TJ, you've said it in your shows. So why is it right now that there's someone in the market? Arsenal have actually gone for this guy. 25.5 million pounds they put for this guy. This guy can come in and do a job and help us out with this Bukayo Saka problem. See, TJ, even you really say this, that you did not see Bukayo Saka struggle last season with those niggling injuries, playing injured. Mikel Arteta doesn't even want to get him off the pitch. He plays till the end. Tony, you're not selling me on
that. And again, you're not selling me on this guy on the right though, because he's not. He plays on the right.
No.
Go ahead. Sorry, I interrupted. Go ahead.
No, I'm not selling him to you. I'm telling you that this is how this guy is. If you like him, good. If you don't like him, I do understand. But I do like this guy. I've seen his displays. He's quite good, technically gifted. Footwork is crazy. The way he cuts in, quite great. And he cuts in with finished end product. He's got lots of goals in the Spanish La Liga. His assist ratio is just okay. Under a good manager and maybe the right tutelage, this guy can go well. I really do think it would suit this Arsenal kind of play. I like the guy. He's a great player. I like him.
Yeah.
And again, I want someone who will come in and give Bukayo Saka a breather. How about that?
I just don't think he's going to be the guy. Like, realistically, I don't think we're going to get him. And another question you have to ask yourself, Tony, is Citigroup going to sell him to Arsenal? Probably not. Probably not. So it's one of those things where, yeah, I really want, because we're talking about wingers, and I think that, like, if we're gonna be signing wingers, we need to be signing versatile wingers, which is why I'm like really into Frimpong right now. Will it happen? Probably not, because I don't think Mikel Arteta or Edu are that practical. But I mean, if we're talking about needing coverage on the left, we need to be talking about fullbacks. We need to be talking about a possible another center back. We need to be talking about another 6, and we've already covered the striker position. So my whole thing is like, if we're talking about a backup to Bukayo Saka, yeah, 100%. But I don't think we need to really be focusing on left wing as much, because we have a Leandro Trossard there. We have a Martinelli that I think just had a very, very bad season. And had to deal with a lot of tumult, with a lot of change at the left back position. Martinelli absolutely cooks when he has an overlapping left back. And for most of the season last season, we didn't have that. We had Zinchenko, who's inverting all the time. He's not supporting him on the left. And then you have Jakub Kiwior, who looks like Bambi on ice when he's out there trying to overlap, like going up the pitch. Like it's one of those things where, look,
nothing is in the giving. Trossard still scored goals last season.
Trossard scored goals last season. That's why I'm saying that Trossard, I think deserves the start. Yeah, Trossard, I think, deserves the start. But my whole thing is that we need to give, like, I think throwing Martinelli out with
let's call it.
I know, I agree, but what I'm saying is, Tony, is don't throw Martinelli out with the bathwater yet. When he was dealing with a ton of rotation in that squad. Do I think Martinelli still is as technical as Trossard? No, but he's an absolute speed demon. He's a problem on the left side when he's on his game, and he's relatively supported on the left. Our left side for a lot of the season last season was a mess, because we were rotating Zinchenko in. We had to deal with the fact that Yuri Timber was in the long-term plans. He didn't end up being there. So we had to rotate in freaking Tomiyasu sometimes, Kiwior, Zinchenko. Like, it was peak over there on the left for a while. So I don't want to throw Martinelli out with the bathwater yet. I just think that we have other priorities that we need to be looking at, and the left wing is not a priority. In my opinion, it's not a priority.
Let me ask you, Tony,
it's a priority.
Hey, Tony, is left wing a priority for you?
It's not. It's for me. It's not. For me, it's not. But again, we do need someone to back up Bukayo Saka. Saka had stinkers last season, and no one to come off the bench to help this guy out. That's what I'm talking about. How about that? We all knew that this guy was injured, and he carried on playing last season. That's why I'm advocating for this Viktor guy who plays on the right. And I said he uses his left and his right leg very well. He can play on the left. I've seen him play in Dynamo Kiev on the left also, when need be. He can play behind the striker when need be. He can play as in Martin Odegaard's position quite well if you want him to play. He can play as a second striker in a 4-4-2. You see, yeah, he can move around. Yeah, he's that kind of guy that can move around. And again, TJ, Arsenal the news out there is that Arsenal have gone to bid for him for £25.5 million. So if Citigroup isn't gonna do, if they're gonna block that, well, good for them, no problem. But let's see, I don't think they will block it. But again, let's see what happens, man.
Yeah, that being said, Tony, speaking of Victors, because from this Victor to another Victor, so from a Victor in Spain to a Victor in Italy that you lot have been linked with. And also the striking position we spoke about. Victor Osimhen came out stating that he would like a move to Arsenal. I think I'm paraphrasing, but there was something along those lines. Someone get the actual quote in the comment section. I forgot about it. Everyone just started talking about Victor. Yeah, man, everyone. Why not? It's a great place to be, man. You know what I'm saying? Big money. It's London, nice, North London, play good football, etc., etc. 110%. We'll go to you, TJ, first and foremost. Victor Osimhen. Is that a striker you would like? Or are you against it? Obviously, there's Napoli. They're talking big money, but thoughts?
I'm not against it. But Napoli are taking the absolute piss with the price tag. The absolute piss. Like this guy had a stinker last season. Napoli finishes mid-table, bomb out of the Champions League. And Victor Osimhen was a big reason why they got there, but he was also a big reason why they didn't. And I'm going to look this up too, so I'm not off, but he has a bad injury record as well. Why are we going to bring in another striker that could possibly have injury issues? Okay. So let's look at his past. Let's look at his past season, because do I rate Victor Osimhen as a footballer? Absolutely. Absolutely, I do. He had a fantastic season before the one just gone, right? But he's a guy that can finish. He has the speed, but he was dealing with a hamstring injury for the first quarter of the season. Obviously had to go to AFCON, and then had muscle fatigue for another portion of games. He scored 17 goals, 15 in the league for Napoli. That isn't good enough, especially in the Italian league. It's not good enough. So if you are going to try to sell me on Osimhen for 100 million plus, you're going to need to do some big selling, because after the season that he had last season, I'm not paying any more than 80. I mean, and then maybe send some players the other way. I think Tommy Asu might have been a part of that deal. Some freaking article I read. Don't quote me on that. The source on this one is trust me, bro. Okay. I read that potentially ESR could be going the other way, and Tommy Asu could be going the other way. Do I think a move for ESR would be good? Yes, because he's never going to get into this club. Thank you for your service. He's never getting into the club. So if you're going to send him the other way to offset some of the transfer fee, fine. But if you think that Victor Osimhen is worth over 100 million pounds, oh my days, the delirium that is going through your head should be studied. Okay. Now, do I think he's better in the 9 than Kai Havertz? Yes. 100% yes. For the right price, bring him in. Because this is one of these things, I cannot believe it. Something happened. The stars aligned last night, Tony. Let me just tell you a story. I was on a stream with that absolute fraud, Jacob, from United Spurs of America, and we actually agreed on something.
Jesus.
He would never put an Arsenal hat on, but he would, from the Arsenal perspective, he agreed, and I agreed, that Osimhen would be a good person to bring in, because Osimhen, I believe, in the right club, finishes more than Kai Havertz did, than Jesus did, and easily more than Eddie Nketiah did. Yeah. This guy has proven he is the real deal. Now, if he can stay healthy, which go back earlier in the stream and around my comments about the doctors at Arsenal Football Club. If he can stay healthy, I think he can be that 20-goal scorer that he wants. I think that he finishes those chances that were missed by other players playing in the 9. All I am asking for, and I am willing to pay for it if I had the Arsenal checkbook, is somebody that has shown that they are capable of scoring 20-plus goals in a season. Give me somebody like that. and we can cook. We can absolutely cook. Now, I am of the mind that I would rather have an Osimhen in, and this might piss people off. I would rather have an Osimhen in that would bench Kai Havertz than have a Sesko come in and there be a battle for who starts at 9.
No, that makes sense. You want a senior first choice number 9.
Yes.
Yeah.
First play. Yeah. I've been saying it before. I'll say it again. I don't want huge competition for starting places. Obviously, you want people that are capable on the bench rotating in. You want that, but you want that. What have we been crying out for, Tony, for 3 years since Aubameyang left? Mm-hmm. Give me a striker that can play. Give me a striker that can finish. And I think Osimhen finishes those chances that we didn't. That ended up costing us the league last year. Mm-hmm. So that's my thought on it. Viktor Osimhen, bring him in, but not for 100 million. You are taking the absolute piss, Napoli.
All right, first, Tony, before you get your thoughts on Viktor Osimhen, big up to T.Guna for the super chat. Appreciated, my guy. He says, the trouble is Arteta doesn't want named players. Tony is the obvious answer. We need Premier League proven strikers, not maybes. This is the 5th season with nada. Hey, T.Guna, big up for the super chat. I tend to agree with this, but hey, man, look at the progress Super Mick has made. But I hear your overall point. It is, man. Hey, man, the progress in regards to the table and your winning of matches. Yes, he still needs to deliver a trophy.
Yes.
Without doubt. He does need to deliver a trophy. But someone put it out on Twitter, and it was like his 4 seasons that he's been at Arsenal, like your table positions and finishing. I was like, this is actually more impressive than I thought, but he has to deliver a trophy. You can't spend what he spent without delivering a major trophy, which is the Premier League or Champions League, without doubt. But T.Guna, big up for the super chat. And big up to Lee Slims for the super chat as well. He says, TJ, I don't rate Osimhen, but this bad season he had could be from the way he was being treated at Napoli. That coconut video was outrageous. Yeah, that was following the season for those that didn't see it. It was a crazy video posted out. I believe it was on the Napoli TikTok. And yes, it was just wild. That's what I will say. And Napoli didn't come out instantly and say, yeah, this shouldn't be happening. This is fucked up. We are totally against it, which is mad. But we know what it's like.
They're racially insensitive in Italy.
Yes.
Shocker.
Yeah, exactly. Major shock. Shock. So it could, you know what, Lee Slims, it could be. Hey. But the way Napoli fell off as a team and Osimhen and the winger as well, KK, like it was mad. So maybe there is something to that. But we'll go to you, Tony. Talk to us, man. Viktor Osimhen, thoughts?
See, I'm not hearing that about what really happened and if that affected him. No. These are professional players. Viktor is a professional player and he's Nigerian. He is that kind of guy that will shrug off all this kind of external stuff and just face his football. Let's call a spade a spade. He didn't have a good season at Napoli this past season, but again, he's that striker that has consistently done his best for his football club. Scored 26 goals in the 2022-2023 season. This past season, again, he played only about 25 games, if I'm correct. Now, that's about 6 games less than what he played in the 2022-2023 season, if I'm not mistaken. But he scored 15 goals. Yeah. See, this Viktor Osimhen guy, see, I'm not sold on Italian players coming into the Premiership to play. But I'm not convinced about that yet. I've seen, Italian strikers come down here and completely goof and stank out the whole place. Look at Scamacca. Was bubbly down there, scoring goals left, right, and center. And when he came down here to West Ham, we didn't even know when they sold this guy out. In that Italian, even Flawless understands this, man. You went to Atalanta, gifted this guy's 80 million or 90 million. How much did you give to Atalanta? Those guys couldn't believe it.
No, they couldn't
They
believe it.
couldn't
And what did
believe
Atalanta?
their
Hey,
luck.
actually, I was gonna say, but you know what? Atalanta, they won. We won. You know what I'm saying? They won the Europa League. We won the FA Cup. Winners medals, man. You know what I'm saying? We winners over here. Well, carry on.
They couldn't
So,
believe their lot when you guys gave them
huh?
80 something million for this guy who
Yeah.
only scored 12 goals in the season. In the season that
You know
he
what it's
left
like, Tony?
Atalanta.
It's like when you lot pitched up to the bridge to sign Kai Havertz. Chelsea couldn't believe it either. It's the same thing. Yeah, they couldn't
Yeah, it's the
believe their
same
luck either.
thing. Yeah. We have
For
to
a
take
guy
a
who's
L.
How does
Yeah.
that rate?
Yeah.
How does that
So,
rate? No, I
yes.
have a question. I have a question though, Flawless. How does that rate
Go on.
compared to the Mason Mount signing?
Hey,
Mark
Finnice.
You're number
All right?
number
You know what I'm saying?
7. You're number 7. Yeah.
Hey. You know what?
Ronaldo,
This is TJ.
Ronaldo's number.
Exactly.
Hey, TJ, Tony's talking. All right, you know what I'm saying? Let Tony continue with it. Let Tony continue. This guy's so rude. Let's say just gotta bring up stuff like that. No need. You know what I'm saying? Just over the top. No need to bring up Mason Mount. It's just needless, you know. It's so smart.
Just saying, while we're comparing signings from Chelsea, I just thought I'd bring that up.
Yeah, we were just comparing signings. It was saying that's all.
But
Right,
see,
cool.
my main problem isn't Victor Osimhen's technical ability to adapt to the English league. My problem with him coming down to Arsenal is with the manager we have on board. I don't think Mikel Arteta is that kind of manager that can bring out the best in Victor Osimhen. And mind you, Victor Osimhen is like your traditional number 9. He's that predator in and about the 18-yard box that can get you goals. He's a goal poacher. He's that kind of guy. He's not that kind of guy that Mikel Arteta
15
would
goals
want
in
to
22
command.
starts. Tony, before you carry on, 15 goals in 22 starts is impressive, though. That is impressive.
Yeah, it's impressive. That's impressive. But again, that's impressive. But again, he has lots of injury. Like, he's an injury-prone player. Like I said, check what the amount of games he played in the 2022. My stats don't fail me. In the 2022-2023 season, he played about 32 games and scored about 26 goals. And in this past season, 2023-2024 season, he played about 25 games and scored about 15. Now, if you check it, he has regressed in terms of his fitness levels, has totally dropped. I'm talking of in the league. That's what he played, and that's what he got in the league.
He missed 10. He missed. Let me see. I'm checking it. 23, 24. He
played only 25 games in the league.
Yeah, but he only played only 25 games, so he missed.
Yeah. And in the last season before this,
he missed 10 games. 10 games in total. He missed.
Exactly. And in the last season before this this new season, he played about 32 games. So there's a downward spiral in terms of his fitness levels. Of course, that's what TJ also said. And I do agree with that. His fitness levels aren't, that good. And I don't trust the Arsenal medical team to actually take care of his niggling injuries. But again, throw that all away. He's a goal poacher. He's a traditional number 9. Is he in the same frame like Van Nistelrooy? Hell no. But he's that kind of guy that will stay in the box, create space on his own, and out-muscle players. He's big, he's tall, 6 foot plus. He's that kind of guy that can poach in goals. But is it that kind of guy that will drop in deep, something like a Kai Havertz, what Kai Havertz is doing this season, this past season? Is it that kind of guy that will drop in deep, dig his socks in deep and put his neck deep into challenges and get that ball forward to score goals? I don't think so. Neither do I think he would want to listen to a shouting manager like Mikel Arteta haul out instructions to him and tell him to go back, fight for the ball, and moving forward to to push those same balls into the net. I don't think that's possible. Victor Osimhen isn't just really that guy. He's not suited. Mikel Arteta isn't really suited with playing with number 9 strikers. And even if you to come in and play as a number 9, you have to suit the kind of gameplay that he likes, that he wants, not the kind of professional player that you are. It's with what Mikel Arteta wants and wants his number 9 to do. Mind you, he wants his number 9 to walk their socks off, get the ball, go in deep, get in that ball, and move together with the team and try to score some goals. And is Sesko that guy? Yes. Is Victor Osimhen that guy? No. And again, we've seen Mikel Arteta with traditional strikers he's not well suited with walking around them. Look at
Yeah,
Aubameyang,
he's.
a goal poster we had. Can't
Can I
walk
can I
around.
can I can I can I make an observation?
Go on.
And I think everybody knows it, but this is something that Mikel Arteta is going to really need to get over. Is people with personality in his locker room, people that are willing to go against the grain and have that, kind of FU attitude to say, you know what, yeah, I am a superstar. I have this ego because I can deliver. So like a big criticism of Mikel Arteta is he can't handle superstar attitudes, which is why I think that's a big reason why the Ivan Toney rumors died, because Ivan Toney literally told Brentford to go fuck itself a couple of years ago on Instagram, right? Like, Mikel Arteta probably looked at that and was like, I don't want that guy anywhere near my club. I just got rid of that guy. I just got rid of Aubameyang, right? But I'll ask this question to any Arsenal fan watching. Could we have used Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang last season? I say yeah. I say we could have. But because I think what he was bringing to the team outweighed any sort of other negative or disharmony that he was bringing to the locker room, the cult of personality around this manager is just absolutely insane to me. And eventually you're going to have to sign a superstar that is not of the like of Declan Rice. You're going to have to sign a superstar that is a baller and knows it and shows it. Because if you don't believe in yourself, especially if you're a striker, then you're dead. You're dead on arrival.
That's true.
And that's the thing that annoys one of the many things that annoys me about this manager is that he cannot handle egos, because his ego is the biggest one in the room. And if anybody's is anywhere near it, he would be done. Do you think Bukayo Saka would be anywhere near this club if he had any sort of the bad boy attitude that some of his predecessors have had? Spoiler alert, he wouldn't be. He wouldn't be. So this guy needs to adjust and get a killer in that knows his stuff, can bury the ball, and has a little bit of a chip on his shoulder. Because at the end of the day, that's what's going to get us over the line.
Saka is a far reach. But I'm sorry, TJ. Bukayo Saka is actually a far reach for that kind of example. If Bukayo Saka
is a church boy, man, he lives with his parents.
If Bukayo Saka decides to have an ego, I don't think anything will happen to him. Ilhen kid,
I don't think he'll ever have.
He has consistently carried this Arsenal team. TJ, don't forget that. He's the highest goal scorer in the season that he provided. Yeah, exactly. Come on,
that's man. Who you need, man.
He has been Arsenal's highest goal scorer in a season that he provided stinkers left, right, and center this season. He can afford to be that, and nothing would happen. He has carried this Arsenal team so much that he could even be classified as a god at Arsenal. Trust me, man. Nothing will happen to him. But again, see, that'll be doing a disservice to where we're really going to, with this. He has a big ego. We know this. Big ego, mostly with strikers. We've seen that with Aubameyang. Yeah, he walked around Aubameyang because you know what? When he came in, Aubameyang was a captain. When he came in, Aubameyang was getting the goals. So he didn't really mind not telling Aubameyang, don't drop too deep to get in, and get those balls and trying to get a goal scoring opportunity. He didn't have to tell him that. Why? Because Aubameyang could literally score goals from any position he was in. He could hit balls from left, right, and center. But when the goals dried up, and that's where, the whole thing started to get to the end, as we saw it. He actually started telling him, you have to drop deep, help out the team, go through the wing, and started pushing him out in different places and different spaces. And that's where the problem is. And he wasn't scoring goals. When you outlive your usefulness to Mikel Arteta, I'm sorry, man. Unless you're putting in the goals like Bukayo Saka, you can be an untouchable. If you're not doing that, I'm sorry, man, you're useless. And he, put you up on transfer.
I don't know, man. He kept Petty around.
Yeah, man. Gave him a new deal. Big up to T.Guna for the super chat. Much appreciated, man, for the second super chat.
He just
a straight
likes
facts,
the
TJ.
kid.
First, straight facts, TJ. Another season with no silverware. He's saying that.
Big up, but I'm disappointed. Big up, my guy.
Yeah, man. We all thought certain people on here thought, the stars were aligning for Arsenal. But we'll see come the summer, the season 2024/25, what goes on in the Premier League and Champions League for North London's senior and Premier club. We'll find out. Ain't that right, TJ? Ain't that right, Tony? We will be here.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we will be here. We will be here.
We'll be here, people.
We will be here for Man United's next 8th place finish too.
Yeah, man, it is another FA Cup as well. So hey, we move on.
So when is Ten Hag getting his walking papers? Staffy told me that it was going to be today. Today is gone.
Yeah, what's crazy? Yesterday, someone, what was it? I can't remember. Whatever live stream I was on yesterday, and someone mentioned in the chat, rumors were saying that he's gone tomorrow, and I said, where is this stem from? Has there been a reliable source that said it? And then it took me back to the whole takeover scenario where it was Sheikh Jassim and it was Jim Ratcliffe, and every other day it was, there's going to be something announced tomorrow, or it's going to be in the next few days, or it's going to be next week, or there's going to be this date, and then this date will come and go. Again, 99.9% of people talking about this are literally speculating. Look at all the business Manchester United have done, and none of it has been leaked. We got Omar Berrado. It was no leaks. It was done swiftly. No one was speaking about it. Jason Wilcox, the same. Approaching Dan Ashworth. Until we approached him, that was all quiet. The physio we just got from Arsenal, that was quiet. A couple of days ago, we just signed the chief communications officer that had worked with Berrado previously and was also at Chelsea. That was quiet. So all these things nobody has any idea about, from physios and chief communication officers, but everyone's fully aware of what's going on with the manager. Like, come on. People know that people are going to speculate. And it hasn't been. I don't believe if there is a date that's been set that they're going to announce it. I don't think that would have been leaked. Otherwise, we would have known about Berrado and Wilcox and Ashworth and etc. etc. Now, do I believe he'll get sacked? Yes, simply because normally when somebody takes over in this fashion, they want their guy in charge. Do I like the fact that he's still here? No, he should have been sacked. There's no reason to have him here. Zero reason to have Eric Ten Hag in charge. And yes, is it concerning is the wrong word, because what's the correct word I'm looking for is just trying to think. Not even anxious, because I'm not anxious in regards to it. I don't trust Ineos. If I thought Ineos was here to do a good job,
you're literally answering my next question is are you getting nervous? Are you getting nervous with every day that goes by?
It's not nervous because I didn't trust Ineos to begin with. So that's where it is. If this was Sheikh, for instance, if this was Sheikh Jassim taking over and it was 100% takeover and he was still here, I'd be very, very concerned and very nervous that the manager's still here. Okay. However, because they only have 25% of the club, and Lex made this point, they've been allowed to have their stake in the club and make so many changes swiftly, sack so many people from the top all the way throughout. There's multiple people who have been let go. They've also hired new people as well. It's all been swift and there's been no problem. What is the delay on the manager? Is it to the point where Ineos are saying we want to get rid of Ten Hag and the Glazers are saying they want to keep him? Because that was my whole issue with this deal anyway. What happens when there is a standoff? Inevitably there will be. It may be the manager. It could have been with the DOF, for example. It could be Ineos want Dan Ashworth and Glazers don't. Who would win type of thing? And we know they're both on board, but I'm just using him as an example. That's what I want to know when there is a standoff. Because like Kaneki always says, you can't own 25% of a house. You can't own 25% of a car. And this was my concern with Ineos to begin with, was one, doing a deal with the Glazers. Because if you care what's best for Manchester United, why would you agree to do a deal with the people who are majorly have played a major role in where Manchester
United are now?
The mess that Ineos are trying to sort out, which I give them credit for, because they've done great things with their appointments. But this whole mess from top to bottom that is going on with Manchester United has happened under the Glazers' watch. But then you've gone and done a deal with them. And yes, you are taking over the footballing side of things, but what happens when there is some form of clash? And that's the interesting part. However, the crazy part is, to even add on top of what I've just said there, if it was just the Glazers in charge, I think they would have already sacked Ten Hag already anyway. Because we've seen them sack managers for better seasons. We watched them sack Van Gaal, who won an FA Cup and finished 6th and had a better season overall. Yeah. And the performances was better. We didn't have our worst ever campaign in Europe in British history. So that's where it's a lot of uncertainty.
But again, but did Van Gaal have the kind of injuries that Ten Hag was dealt with? See, I'm not advocating for him to stay.
Ask me that question
As
again.
long as I'm concerned, I want him to stay.
Tony, ask me that question again about Van Gaal. Sorry, I just want to hear that again. Ask me that question again about Van Gaal. What did you say?
I just really think you guys are a little bit unfair.
Ask me the question again. No. Tony. Ask me the question again against Van Gaal. I just want to make sure I heard you right.
No, you sacked Van Gaal.
Ask me the question again. No.
That's what I'm asking you. Do you want to listen to the question?
Ask me the question again. No, ask me the question again that you said about Van Gaal. What was it? I want to make sure I heard it right.
That's what I'm asking. That's what I want to ask you.
No. Forget that. Ask the same question. No. You asked me a question. Could you ask me the question again about Van Gaal?
I said, was Van Gaal dealt with the same kind of injuries to players that?
Okay, I respond to it. I respond to that. It was worse. Van Gaal was worse because you know why? You know what Van Gaal did? Played a whole load of youth players that we'd never heard of before. Borthwick Jackson, Varela. Tyler Blackett. Wait, let me land. Tyler Blackett. No, he didn't play all them youth players. No, he didn't.
Not youth players, but he played players that traditionally.
No. You asked me. Can I respond? Can I respond? You just said that you just asked the question. Did Van Gaal deal with the type of injuries? I'm telling you, no. It was worse. Van Gaal had more injuries. That's why he played. I'll repeat this again. He played and gave debuts to more youth players than anybody else. So I'll name the names of some of the youth players he played. Tyler Blackett, Paddy McNair, Varela. Who else did he play? I believe Marcus Rashford was through here too.
Just laughing.
Yeah, so that's four. Hey, you lot in the chat, let me know. Rashford, that's four off the top of my head. He played more youth players than we've ever seen before. Ever seen. What's the name of the I forgot his name. The fullback. Oh, I actually rated him. He had the fullback balling as well. He scored at the Bridge. You lot know in the chat who I'm talking about. What's the left back's name? Borthwick Jackson. That's it. Him. So if you want to talk about injuries, you have Google, Tony. Go Google the injuries that he had. He had more, let me repeat this, more injuries than Ten Hag, and the performances weren't so bad. And I'm glad you've asked this question. I'm glad you've asked that question because next time someone brings that up, I'm going to bring up Van Gaal because I forgot about the amount of injuries he had. I've never seen more players. He gave more youth players debuts than anybody else. And you know what we did? Still played competent football. We still had a system. We went to Anfield and dominated. I've never seen that before, ever in my life. Go there and dominate possession and dominate the ball. So it just goes to show, like, word to Surfer, as much as it pains me to quote that.
Right.
Coaching matters. Coaching matters.
Big up Surfer.
Man. I get you, man. Wan-Bissaka this season had, from treatment table to treatment table. Varane from treatment table to treatment table. Not finished down there, yeah. Martinez the Butcher from treatment table to treatment table this season. Amrabat moved everywhere across the pitch this season. Rashford doesn't even want to play. We all know it's external forces, not really Ten Hag that is really causing that one. But McTominay, bailed you a couple of times this season, but he had fitness issues this season too. Bro, most of the players of Manchester United this season were plagued by injuries, and with the slightest, fitness similarity of fitness dealt to this team, it goes ahead to win the FA Cup. See, I'm not saying he's a blessed manager, but I'm just saying, come on, man, why don't you want to back him up for just one more season? Because he's winning trophies back to back.
Yeah, come on, back your manager, Flawless. You win your trophy, bro.
He's won it. He's won a trophy.
Bro, he did it. He's won you 2 trophies,
He won a trophy. My manager didn't win a trophy.
No, our manager didn't win us anything.
He won you a trophy back to back. What are you talking about?
We're eating off of 2 community shields and an FA Cup in 4 years.
It's not even a Carling Cup. What are we talking about here? Are we drunk here? Are we drunk? 700 million pounds spent, and I can't even dance around. I can't even twerk for a trophy. But we have Flawless here.
Hey, yo.
The FA Cup that I do rate. He might not rate the FA Cup. He might not rate the FA Cup. I do rate the FA Cup. It's the oldest cup game. I rate the FA Cup, and he won it, and he won it quite well. He beat Man City, the juggernauts, guys. Let that sink in. The juggernauts. What are we talking about here, man? And he had lots of injuries that even Mikel Arteta never had those kind of injuries this season, and he couldn't even win the FA Cup. So I don't know. Are we being unfair to Ten Hag? To some extent, I would say maybe yes. If Ineos want to, give him one more chance, bring in players and back the manager up, win a trophy next season, then good. Then you get him out. But right now, with injured players and he's still getting you trophy, come on, bro. Back him up one more season. And see, if he fucks up next season, then good. Send him out. Let him be on his way. But for me, he's proven he could win trophies.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. And Flawless, you heard him. If you sack him, he's just gonna go win trophies somewhere else. And look, Flawless.
He's just gonna go win trophies somewhere else.
I think you're being ungrateful.
He'll go Barca and win trophies
for the great Ten Hag and what he's done for Manchester United Football Club. I think that honestly, Flawless, I think guys like you, I think guys like Staffy, I think you guys are too harsh on this manager that has brought you freaking FA Cup glory, Carabao Cup glory, Flawless. Come on. Don't worry about having the worst performance in the Champions League by an English club ever. Don't worry about any of that. Don't worry about any of that, man. You guys are gonna cook in the Europa League, and by cook I mean you're probably gonna finish third in your group. But you're gonna cook. Don't worry.
Just to clarify,
Ten Hag in.
To any Ten Hag inners who may be watching this live right now, or watching this back, or listening on audio platforms that think, "Oh, Flawless, you're too harsh on Ten Hag." And look at the Arsenal fans on the panel and their glee and joy at the sheer thought of Ten Hag staying. They are all for it. Jacob, this clown in the chat as well. Ten Hag in. No, I'm ready
to do another. I'm ready to do another double over United. That's all I'm saying.
Rival fans will let you know where your manager is. All I want to know is to anyone who's a Ten Hag in, find me a rival fan who's Ten Hag out. Find me a rival fan. I've not met one. Find me an Arsenal fan, a Liverpool fan, a Chelsea fan, a Spurs fan, a Leeds fan that is Ten Hag out. So find me one. Ten Hag is Warrior J. Hey, let me know in the chat, people. Are you actually? Let me do something. Hey, to everyone, hold up. Everyone in the chat, I want you to two things I want you lot to do. One, state whether you're Ten Hag in or Ten Hag out and who you support. That's to everyone in the chat. Whether you've been in the chat already, I genuinely want to do this, and I'm gonna start doing this on a daily basis if nice. I do indeed remember. Everybody in the chat, let me know. So two things: are you Ten Hag in or Ten Hag out, and who you support? That's so key. You add who you support, Manchester United fan or not. You might support someone else. So Eli saying give Ten Hag a lifetime contract to your Arsenal fan. So that's one. That's Ten Hag in. Hey, Warrior J, I'll say it again. Let everyone in the chat, I'm asking you the question. Are you Ten Hag in or are you Ten Hag out? And the team you support next to your answer. That's what I want to know. Yeah, so you see how Neil Gunners put here, Ten Hag in Arsenal. Exactly like that.
Big up, Neil.
All right, Ten Hag in Chelsea. You lot carry on. To Tom, who says Ten Hag is a good manager. Tom, you're an Arsenal fan because I can see that. Thierry Henry. Interesting. You lot see a theme here. Maura Gabriel, Ten Hag in Chelsea. You lot carry on. There's over 160 people in there. I genuinely want to know.
Lee Slims going against the grain.
He's going against the grain. So Lee Slims, hashtag Ten Hag out. I bet. Because he wants him at Arsenal. That's why. It is. I am Arteta for
Ten Hag.
I'm Arteta in. I'm Arteta for live GGMU. That's Jedi goals. Leheo says Ten Hag out. United fan. Digital Dash says Ten Hag out. Manchester United. We see a theme here. The Judge says Ten Hag out. United fan. Do you lot see a theme here? Hey, continue to drop your answers in the chat. Are you Ten Hag in or Ten Hag out, and who you support? Genuinely interested to know, people.
Now do that. Now do that with Arteta. Now do that with Arteta next.
Flip on his head. Also, as well, people, so you can answer both.
But again, are these the same United fans that were dancing all over Twitter? Are this the same Man United
you and
fans
always
here
just dancing,
that were
just
dancing and twerking
yeah,
all over Twitter and all other social media platforms? Yeah, about Ten Hag winning the FA Cup. No. Wait. Are the Man United fans on Twitter and all the social media platforms, are they ghosts? Suddenly, everyone is saying Ten Hag out. But when you guys won the trophy, everyone was happy and enjoying and having a nice time, drinking beers, and bringing their
100%.
girlfriends into Old Trafford stadiums. What are we
Yep.
talking about? Come
Yep.
on, see it, guys.
I killed
That
his dead. I killed his dead. Two things can be true because we've all been there. Tony, I know you've been there. TJ, you would have been there. Anyone who's ever been involved, you know exactly where I'm going with this. Anyone who's ever been involved with a female you can't stand. We've all been there. With a female you can't stand, whether you've been in a relationship, whether you've been seeing each other, whatever the case may be. But I guarantee you, we've all fucked with a girl that we can't stand. I know I've done it, and I know all you lot have done it in the chat. That's what it was like winning the FA Cup. You know what I'm saying? We've all been there. We've all betted a girl we can't stand. Jacob, you've been there too.
Jacob, you've been there too. Get out of here, bro. No way.
You know what I'm saying? You love them all. Yeah, sure.
This guy probably has a freaking
I love them all.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
That's what Ten Hag is. That's what
America.
That's what Ten Hag is. You know what I'm saying? That's what he is. The girl you can't stand, but you just ended
he says,
up,
I love them all.
That's what it is.
I love them all.
That's the same analogy. Yeah. Hey, Jez, you are the biggest.
I can tell you're
on the face on the face.
Big up to you, United Sports of America.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what JC would. I don't know what JC would think. I don't know what JC would think about some of the things you repost on Twitter.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, it is. Hey, yeah, Jay, I seen that because I think he mentioned me because Flawless Steve had to argue with a Ten Hag in fan, and this is to anyone who's Ten Hag in. I wouldn't find calling shows. Anyone who wants to disagree with me, feel free to call in. The line is open. Just be respectful. And I said it to him, and he didn't want to show up, and then he shown up eventually, and then he was in the private chat, and then he disappeared. I'm open anytime, people. You want to debate whatever, you want to disagree with me, cool. Just be respectful, and we can have the conversation. That's all well and good. Tagada who says, what have I walked into? Sarcasm City TV. You ain't new here, Connor. You ain't new here.
Connor, you know me and Tony, bro. Me, Tony, and Flawless. You know how it is. You know how it goes.
Big ups, Connor. Big ups, man.
You know exactly what it is.
Big ups to you.
Yeah,
no, but I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious. Can we run that? Can we run that back though for Arteta though? Because I want to do a little bit of an experiment here.
Cool. Yeah, so people, same question to everyone in the chat. Connor, this includes you as well. Doesn't matter who you support. Two things. Are you Arteta in or Arteta out? And also put the team you support next to it. So Arteta in Arsenal, Arteta out Arsenal. Don't matter who you support. It may not be a Premier League side. So whoever you support, we want to know, people. You're helping us with research here. Are you Arteta in or Arteta out? I'll say it right now. You know what I'm saying? Arteta in, Manchester United fan. 100%.
That's all you need to hear, Arsenal fan. That's all you need to hear because the biggest criminal on YouTube wants Arteta in. Okay. Lock this guy up. Okay. Lock this guy up. Unbelievable.
It's crazy. Look at this. Well, here we go. So Eli saying, getting the fuck out. No, just says Lego man.
But again, I've sampled the opinion of more.
This guy's a crook.
Lego man. But again, I've listened to many Man United fans here, apart from podcasters, because podcasters don't represent a Man United fan base. You know, there's a fan base out there, apart from us that do football podcasting and or whatnot. Yeah, and most of this Man United fans, they want Ten Hag in. They literally want this guy in. I've asked them, hey, you know. Problems with the season, look at your position. They're like, hey, there are reasons to that. With a fit team, this guy can get this team working. Even without a fit team, is getting us the FA Cups, is won the Carling Cup. Even you with all your money. Now, the Man United fan was talking to me. You with all your money, where is your Carling Cup last season? I was left looking like a donut. And that's a valid question. I've spent 700 million in 4 seasons. Where is my Carling Cup? Where is your FA Cup? No, these are valid questions. And again, I look at Man United. They've won these cups in 2 seasons. Is that a big cup? No, it's not. Are they cups you would rate? Maybe not. But again, they're still trophies at the end of the day. So, you know, and if I've spent that much money and I can't get any trophies, man, what are we talking here? Keep the man in, let him stay.
Yeah.
While I build a team to go win the big one.
Because Tony out here doing.
Let him stay there.
Yeah.
Let him stay
Tony out
there
here trolling.
and come 8 again and win you the FA Cup. While I'll be there and the stars align, and then I get a trophy, a Premiership trophy, and then we can start arguing which one is the bigger one or the bigger fish to fry.
And it's a classic. It's a classic line I've used time and time again. And Tony mentioned many Manchester United fans he's spoken to want Ten Hag to stay, and I agree with that. A big supporters group wrote a letter to Ineos talking about we want to keep the manager, and I state this all the time, and I'll state it again. Keep fans as far away from decision making at Manchester United Football Club as possible. This is the same fan base that has backed Bruno Fernandes. This is the same fan base that has backed Garnacho. This is the same fan base that has backed Marcus Rashford. This is the same fan base that has backed McTominay. This is the same fan base that has backed Bruno Fernandes. This is the same fan base that backed Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as manager. I want these fans.
Same fan base that didn't riot when you guys signed Sergio Reguilon at left back for on loan.
Yeah. No. Not even that. Because I don't even mind. Like this is this is the same fan base that tried to sell to me and the masses that it was a good idea to sign Mason fucking Mount from Chelsea for 60 M's on the last year of his contract.
Hey, what? Sorry, what was his? What number did he wear again?
Hey, how about you show me?
He's 1 year in the FA Cup.
How about you show? Who won the FA Cup? Where did Malpin play in that? Where did Malpin play? This guy.
How about that?
Yeah, but sure. Yes, FA Cup, to clarify to the hill. Yes, and just because everyone's different with this, FA Cup is a major honor.
I consider the FA Cup a huge win.
It's a major honor, but it's second tier. Champion, I put first tier to me. This is me. First tier is Champions League and Premier League. Second tier is FA Cup and Europa League. Third tier is Carabao Cup and Conference League. That's how I look at it. So when I'm looking at it from a Manchester United perspective, you are brought in as manager.
Madison, don't do that here, man. Don't do that here. FA Cup is a major trophy. Don't shit on that. Don't do
Absolutely.
That. Don't do that.
Absolutely. Hey, Jez, how about you shut up, mate? But anyways, we're gonna close
Jez
out.
was cooking. I'm not gonna lie. Jez is absolutely cooking.
Yeah, Jez is cooking like Mikel Arteta's. But yes, love to everyone who's locked in. Please run up the likes, hit the subscribe button. We will be going live on the playback, people. For the first time ever, we're doing a WNBA watch along, people. Here's the Sparks versus the Lynx. Yeah, it's the Sparks versus the Lynx. So we will be there live on the playback in just under 10 minutes, people. But again, run up the likes. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to TJ, subscribe to Tony. Their links are in the title. So click the links and it opens up a new tab. And in that way, you can subscribe to TJ Warren TV. Also subscribe to Tony Claude Gunner TV. The links are underneath in the description of every other live stream, every live stream, every live stream, regardless of whether they're on the stream or not, and on the featured channel page as well. And yes, to Jacob, it says, can we see the game? Yes, the game will be played. So the same way we watch the NBA games is the exact same way we're going to watch the WNBA game. It's the exact same VIP passes. So if this goes well and the game's actually entertaining, because I've never watched a WNBA game in my life, we'll see how it goes. That's what it is. So
lots of jump shots. Very technical.
It's very technical. So we'll see how it goes. It is. But Tony, let them know where they can find you, all that good stuff, man.
See ya, guys. Subscribe to my channel, Tony Claude Gunner TV. Yeah, of course, this summer I'm taking a little bit of a break, but I'll be back very, very soon. Next season, me and TJ have to do something. We have to come back. Me and TJ are doing watch-alongs. I need to do something with TJ yet again. Me and him will, we'll go back to the drawing board and we'll talk about it again. For the new upcoming season. Just come show me some love. Yeah, and see, guys. Yeah, I'm not losing hope. The stars might align with the players Arsenal have been linked to in the summer transfer window. If they come in, the stars might just align, and then I might just go head to head with TJ yet again in another season. I like going head to head with TJ. He's my guy. But I'll go head to head with him. I'm just coming down, chilling and waiting until we do the signings, and after that. And then I can, come down here, look at Flawless. Flawless, do you remember that meme video, that came out a couple of years ago, A white guy was was in a family kind of bash or something like that, and he just came in, walked in, and started. Someone spoke to him, and he just started slapping each other, slapping everyone in the face. You
No,
remember
I've
that?
not seen that. No, I
It's
didn't
a
see
meme
it. No.
video. He just started slapping everyone in the face, and they were asking him,
I didn't see
"What
that.
are you doing?" And even the kids, they all got slaps. That's what I'm gonna do when I sign a big time striker. Bring in a Zubramendi, or bring in, guys. Just let me bring in maybe Sesko. How about that? And he comes in and scores goals. Guys, see, the stars might align. I might come in, dish out a few slaps to TJ and that me flawless, and tell these guys, you know what? Yeah, the
Why
stars
do
are aligning.
I need to get
What
slapped?
now?
Nah, you deserve a
What
slap
now?
for the Mason Mount rubbish. Yeah, you deserve a slap, yo, 100%. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. I'm with that.
Guys, join me
I'm
on
with
Tony
that.
Guys, stop me if you've heard this before. Stop me if you've heard this before. What did I do?
That is facts, though. I just be here asking questions,
I'm just here.
hosting shows.
Talking to my boy Flawless, asking real questions, asking hard-hitting questions. You know what I mean? No, I've never been disingenuous on this show ever. How dare you?
Sports of America says
How dare you?
United Sports of America says, TJ, I like this United Sports of America guy. Link me up to this guy, man. This guy is great.
Oh yeah,
Says,
no.
TJ
You know what,
Tony?
Tony? You and Jacob would fit together like two peas in a pod. I'm gonna link you guys up.
Oh my God!
Yeah, 100%. I'm gonna send him your number.
So yeah, Tony Cloud Gunner TV again. Link is in the title. Click the link right now, and it opens up a new tab.
Subscribe to my channel, guys.
You can find all of his socials over there, people. The link's underneath in the description for his channel, same as TJ's as well. Not just on this live stream, every live stream on the channel, same on the featured channel page as well. So go support two fantastic content creators, and you catch me on a weekly basis. TJ, let them know what you got coming up, where they can find you, all that good stuff.
Yeah, no. So I'm going to be out of town this weekend. I don't know when we're going to run American Idiots. I got to talk to Dal. But yeah, normally we would do it on Friday. I don't think we're going to be able to because I'm flying out to Chicago for a wedding gig. But we will be back next week. You can catch me on American Waffle every Tuesday now. We moved it to Tuesdays. We recently did a the Euros draw. So we everybody on American Waffle got 2 Euros teams to support. And let me tell you what, right now, let's go Portugal, baby. Come on.
Hey, enjoy supporting Bruno Fernandes, man.
Let's go. Let's go. I don't know who Bruno Fernandes is. I'm more worried. I like Bernardo Silva, Rui Patricio, like some of the other Portuguese guys that actually do something. But yeah, come on, let's go. Let's go Portugal. Let's go Netherlands. I will be doing watch-alongs for both of those countries on my channel. So just go subscribe. I'm on the road to 1,200 subscribers, which is unbelievable to say. So go over there, hit the subscribe button. And yeah, keep an eye on the community page for any and hit the notification bell because I'm liable to go live at any time, whether it's with Connor, whether it's with Dal, whether it's just me talking shit on a gaming stream. So yeah, appreciate your sub. Obviously, Flawless, absolute legend. Congratulations. I won't be able to make the subscriber party this weekend, unfortunately, but honestly, I'm still recovering from the last one. So I'll see you at 12K. All right, Big up Tony, big up Flawless, big up the chat.
Big up, man. Hey, love to everyone that's locked in again. I'll say it again. Make sure you go subscribe to both TJ and Tony. Links are in the title, and it will open up new tabs. And this show will keep running. So that's whether you're watching live right now or watching this back. Please hit the like button on the video. Make sure you hit the subscribe button as well. Hit the notification bell. It is rolled to 12K here. We're back to, in regards to YouTube content, back to tomorrow. Well, today, technically, 11:30 p.m. Another crossover show, Manchester United, Chelsea, Tottenham Hotspur show. So myself, Surfer, the absolute crook Jez in the chat as well. Man United ballers at the bridge, talking that Tottenham Talks podcast, people. So 11:30 p.m. we will be here there. We will be here for that, talking all things regarding those 3 clubs. And then NBA Finals starts tomorrow, people. You know what I'm saying? NBA Finals tomorrow, people. NBA Finals tomorrow. So we'll be live on the playback for that. It is game 1. Boston Celtics versus the Dallas Mavericks, people. Boston Celtics versus Dallas Mavericks. Game 1, people. Celtics Mavericks, game 1. So yeah, we'll be on the playback for that. If you want to come, if you have an NBA League Pass, come watch along with us with that as well. And to, Jacob says, flawless, don't invite me to YouTube no more because I demonetize wherever I go. That is not the case. So you know what, Jacob? I say
The demonetization thing is true though.
Oh yeah, he does. But you know what, Jacob? If you're about tomorrow, pull up 11:30 p.m. UK time. How about that? You know what I'm saying? Word to Tony. How about that?
How about that?
So if you're about Jacob, 11:30 p.m. UK time, pull up because we'll get your thoughts on Spurs. You're just a very crazy, wild individual and stuff that you be saying. Just,
crazy wild.
I'm just like, yeah, he's a mad individual. Jacob says some stuff and I'm like, what? It's mad. But yes, we're going live on the playback right now, people. The playback is currently live because it goes live automatically. LA Sparks versus Minnesota Lynx, WNBA watch along, the first ever. So come be a part of history on the playback, people. Playback.tv/SarcasmCityTV or download the playback app, people. Either or. And I've been giving out league passes so you can watch the game with us. So you'll see me, my co-host on the screen, and also the actual game. And we're all synced up, so no spoilers as well. In regards to the Euros, Euro watch along. So this show will be more sporadic throughout the Euros. Unless some big news breaks with Arsenal, you won't get it till after the Euros. However, TJ and Tony, you'll see them if they want to join Q&As. So they already know they're more than welcome if they want to join the sports Q&As throughout the Euros as well. But love to everyone that's locked in. Sunshine's live, isn't she? She's doing the Mexico-Uruguay game. So
Mexico-Uruguay, yep.
Yeah, so you already know how we redirect and raid from here. 16/10 raid, people. 16/10 raid. You already know that's how we raid when we leave here. So yeah, head over there, put 16/10 raid in Sunshine's chat, hit the like button and subscribe to her channel as well. But this has been the Manchester United Arsenal podcast, Man United podcast. He's gonna talk from the Arsenal podcast live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Thank you very much for tuning in.